It is April 16th, 2024. I'm going to call the Swanton Selectboard meeting open. Call it to order. First item of business is Pledge of Allegiance. Everyone please join. Stand and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, let's start with agenda review. We'll start right over with Christina.
The only thing I have that I printed for all of you was the email that came from the state in regards to the bridge. Keep in mind what she's talking about is the 2029 replacement.
Okay.
It doesn't have to do with the picture, that is what they want to do this summer.
Okay.
But it's just the beginning of the information, and I did send it to the village, because really it's a village project, but it mentions the select board in here a lot if you want to put input on it.
Okay.
For sure.
On that note, should it be corrected that it's saying town-owned where it's village-owned?
Yeah, it should be.
Right, that's the
Yeah.
state.
And I replied to her and told her that it is a village
It's a
project.
village project.
Okay.
Yep. All right, we'll take a look at that and
It's
be
just-
real curious if they're ready to actually do it in 2029.
Right.
We'll see. It's kind of like the paving of 78.
Right, it was all supposed to be together. Yeah.
Okay, anybody else on the agenda review?
None tonight?
Over on this side, Steve.
I'd just like on the Newtown business to put discussion of upcoming audit.
Okay.
That's our outside auditors.
Yeah. All right, let's start with the minutes. We may as well do them both together unless someone says they want to do it separate. The regular select board meeting of April 2nd, 2024, and the special select board meeting of April 5th, 2024.
So move.
I'll second.
Motion's been made and second to approve the two sets of minutes. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Next is public comments, and it's public comments for anything that is not on the regular agenda.
Public comments?
Yes.
So I'm here because there was whoever runs like the library wanted to tow my car,
Could you state your name, please?
Riley Day. I just thought maybe they had something better to do.
Okay, I am not,
People know what this town's like, I mean, people know what the school's like, I'm from the school, I'm the local homeless guy. I have a car that's stuck in that parking lot that I sleep in, and I have cops saying that they're gonna, someone wants to come tow it on me. And now I got what, am I gonna sleep outside? Gonna go sleep on the steps, wait for somebody to call the cops there? Can't sleep on the steps, can't sleep in a car, in a parking lot?
Well, I'm not sure that parking lot is equipped for being a campground. There's no public facilities
I
there.
don't care what it is.
May I?
Yes.
I'm the person they call the police
Yeah,
because we have patrons of the library and members of the public, taxpayers of the community,
Me too.
wanting to know why we're allowing a junk car, unregistered,
yeah,
in that parking lot with somebody.
it's not junk to me. Oh,
It's unregistered.
Well,
It is not
the
roadworthy.
school will tell you exactly why I'm in there, too.
all right, Mr. Riley, Mr. Day. This is a public comment. We're not prepared here to have a full discussion on this situation. We can bring it up at another meeting. If you want to make public comment, I'll give you a couple minutes to make your public comment, then I'll ask the board members if they want to say anything, and then we'll go from there.
No, I just came to make it known.
Okay?
Tow it. Just take it. I took all my stuff out, I had all the doors open, my trunk, people wanted to just take it out of it. If they walk by at night, take it. I'm over there sleeping in the park. So I'm just wondering, like, what's our jobs here? Like, what are we doing?
Are you asking us for some type of assistance?
No, I just wonder. Yeah, well, I mean, I ask people for assistance all the time.
Yeah, we got a list of items we're gonna cover tonight in this meeting.
Yeah.
The issue of the car, an unregistered car, that's a totally separate issue from what we're prepared to discuss
But
tonight.
the people that are on TV talking about, they're the ones doing it as well.
What's
I mean, is it your job to be after homeless people, or is there just no problems in the town?
Yeah, I'm not prepared to get into a big discussion tonight.
Okay.
So, if there's a car that's not registered and it's been asked to be removed from a parking lot, then I think that's in the purview of the people that own the parking lot, which is the taxpayers and also the churches.
I just don't have a house in this town. I work in this town. I'm a taxpayer.
Okay,
I work for everything I have.
there's
Am I
options
not
for housing,
am I
there's
not a
options,
taxpayer?
there's options for housing. Again, I'm not prepared to get into a full debate tonight. Have you got a request,
Well,
specific
don't-
request
just
from the town?
Try not to take shit from people that don't have anything.
Okay,
That's all I came here for.
okay,
There's people that run the town in this building. And I've been on the sidewalk for years, talking about one situation, get nowhere. So, you know,
I don't even know who you are, so I don't know.
did you ever work at MVU?
No,
No,
sorry.
I thought maybe you did.
okay. I'm gonna open it up to board members if they wanna respond. I'm a little bit of a loss right now as far as, I mean, there are options where there are lodges and places for people to go that are homeless,
There are.
okay?
I've been around, I've done all sorts of things. It's been years. Everybody, oh, you'd call 211. It's everybody just call 211. It doesn't matter. I'm stuck here with a problem. I'm homeless for a reason. And I'm just gonna start getting carted around. No, you can't be here now, move them. I've been there for a year. Been in that parking lot for almost a year.
Okay,
So today I have to move. I can't, it's dead. Junk. But it's where I sleep in the wintertime when it's 10 degrees.
you got a number somewhere where we can contact you?
You can find me at the Swan House Pizza. I don't have a cell phone at the moment.
Okay,
But I just came to make that known.
okay, you've made it known.
And I'm gonna leave now.
Well, do you want to, select board and members, anybody have anything they wanna add?
Actually, I wish there was something that we could do to resolve this in a reasonable way, but we're
I've
not,
been all over the town, man.
yeah.
All over, trying to get people to do something somewhere. I know you probably just did something at Marble Mill, right?
We're trying, I'm trying down there.
Yeah. I've been up people's ass all over, yeah. I spent a couple nights in jail after when I go to Washington DC and I come back to this little town and go, well, can I talk about my homelessness? People ain't listening to it, people don't care, and people knew more than I did. I'm the local homeless guy. Everybody just be quiet.
Okay,
But that's all I'm saying. That's all I came here for. Somebody's gonna tow my car. And then you'll be calling the cops on me for when I'm sleeping sleeping on the steps. So, have a good night.
all right, thank you, Mr. Day.
Law enforcement, item 3, animal control.
Looks like he was busy.
Yeah, it's, activity picked up there.
Yeah, I had a question on that. There's one on One Big Old Drive. That ain't the same dog we were dealing with before.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
Yeah, it's the same case. It's the same incident.
The same incident.
Same
Yeah,
incident.
it happened prior to, I think,
Yeah.
when it came to us. There was 3 marks on that.
Yeah.
The first one, he never followed up whether they found the owner for that one. Fed, watered, and found dog.
It's been, that one was it's in foster.
Oh,
It was placed in foster.
Doesn't mean the state of this town.
Yeah.
law.
these are all March, but I recently did have, there was a bunch of people that were concerned about a dog over on Vans, or what I believe it was. I think it was.
I think it was.
And I
too.
got tagged a few times in it,
Yeah.
so I reached out to Jim, and he was on it, you know. And then I went back and followed up with the people that were concerned and all that. I guess it was taken care of, so hopefully it doesn't. It was just a puppy, and it got out, but it's just a little small thing. It was getting in the road, so they were worried it was gonna get hit. So.
Okay.
Other than that,
Anybody have any other questions, anything we need to follow up on regarding the animal control? Alright, we'll move on. Expenditure. First one is the general orders. Do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the general orders from 3/20/2024 to 4/16/2024 in the amount of $132,560.64.
Second.
Motion's been made and second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor state aye. Aye. Opposed? So moved. Highway.
I'll do the same. I'll make a motion to approve the highway expenditures for the period of 3/20/24 through 4/16/24 in the amount of $49,610.02.
Okay,
I'll second.
motion's been made and second to approve the highway orders for the dates noted. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor state aye. Aye. Opposed? So moved. Now, mine is library, but it says ARPA on my list, so we'll do ARPA.
That's the big one.
I hear a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the ARPA orders from 3/20/2024 to 4/16/2024 in the amount of $608.
I hear a second.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Count me as an aye as well. Library. I hear a motion.
I'll make a motion to accept the library orders in the amount of $6,019.40.
I'll second.
Motion made, second, approve the library orders, same dates as the others for $6,019.40. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Highway general payroll with the select board stipend. Do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the highway and general payroll orders with the select board stipend from 3/20/2024 to 4/16/2024 in the amount of $45,164.56.
I hear a second.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve the highway and general payrolls as noted and the dates as noted for $45,164.56. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Now we'll move on to the library payroll.
Make a motion that we approve the library payroll of $8,869.27 for the period of 3/20/24 through 4/16/24.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve the library payroll for the dates noted for the amount of $8,869.27. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor state aye. Aye. Opposed, so moved. Alright,
Making progress here, Mr.
I
Chair.
guess so.
Oh, God.
highway report. As far as vehicles, the Volvo dump truck, which I reported to a little while ago, the clutch has been repaired on the van. And then when they went to back it out, they blew the power steering hose, that too has been repaired. All the other vehicles are either a code 1 or code 2, so they are all usable. The 2024 Western Star dump truck, that is at Charlevoix, but the Viking has not asked for it yet. So they're thinking it'll be late summer, early fall before we actually get the truck with all its pieces put on it. As far as what was done since the last report, they've been doing a lot of cleanup from plowing, repairing areas where they've dug up lawns and so on. Right after rain, they will go out and do some sweeping and stuff. It's best to do it right after the rain, so
Yeah,
we don't
can
get
I
the.
just interrupt for a second, but I'm
Sure.
sure it's on their agenda, but around our parking lot out here, but I'm sure they're aware of that, that'll be part of their cleanup too, yeah.
Okay,
But just
I'll
make-
just
yeah.
touch base with them,
Yeah.
absolutely. As far as sweeping or as far as fixing the,
Fixing around the
Jigs?
end,
Okay.
if you got dug from the snowplow, the ground wasn't froze, couldn't
Yep.
help it.
oh yeah. They've been up, two places, Lake Road and then up Swanton Hill, beavers. Real problem again this year with the beavers up on Swanton Hill. They're working with some people to trap them. Been doing some cold patching. I mentioned, the couple vehicle repairs, the Volvo dump truck, they also completed some of the work they did on the pickup, the bodywork and stuff, so vehicle's in good shape. They did, take care of a tree that fell on Robin Hood. And then they obviously were out in that big storm. Kevin was in Florida, but, Mike came in and, they handled the storm from what was supposed to be a not too big amount, turned into a pretty significant storm.
Did a good job though.
Yep.
Did a good
They did a
job.
better job than the state in some areas, I feel.
Yeah.
Next 4 weeks, they're starting on their 410s on May 2nd, just to make people aware of that. They will be pulling the stumps on Robin Hood for the LVRT parking. Tomorrow is the date they're gonna be working at the library. Library will be closed from what I understand. Hopefully that all goes smooth. We'll see what surprises are in the ground when they start digging, but as far as utilities, those have all been marked and they aren't going to the corner.
Right, going the other way shouldn't be an issue.
Yep, they want to get up on Bushy Road, they got an 18-inch culvert, steel culvert that's failing, they wanna replace that. They have some other work to prepare for the actual paving contract, so they're gonna be doing that type of work, some of it's ditching and so on. I asked them to go down through the different roads and actually put a red dot on any of the ash trees that are in the right of way that they feel should come down this year, so they can pick away at them. Then there's a lot of trash pickup from the winter that they're doing and prep also for Green Up Day. And as far as employees, Mike Bacchus will be coming back, beginning of May to help out. And unless there's other questions at this time, that's all I have.
Couple things. Are we doing anything to actively pursue an easement for the Swanton Hill project?
Yes. Yep, we actually,
We're
got
working
all of
on
the
it
landowners,
Yep.
Information today to talk to the landowner about that and then move forward to get that easement, yes. Cause we wanna get going on that.
My understanding was the landowner was totally agreeable to this. Has he made that same comment?
I haven't,
We haven't.
We just got-
We just got the phone number to get hold of them.
yeah,
So,
so,
I'll be reaching out to her. It's the lady. I assume it's a husband and wife that own the property. So it's her number. And, so to set up a time that we can meet. But they have been in conversation with, Kevin before I went
Yeah,
up there.
right.
They've been very agreeable,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that was
Yeah.
still the case, and does the plans that we have here from Tyler, does that show where the easement's needed?
I'd have to look, I believe it does.
I hope it does, because,
Right.
I'm sure they'd wanna see it, but,
Yeah.
just so they're aware of it.
oh, absolutely, it's part of an easement, would have to have that as an attachment,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah,
But I thought we had the easement on the plan that you have here now. That Tyler did, for,
Yeah,
where the road
yeah, I'll
needed to
have
go.
check, and when I call her, I'll have it, and
Cause that's
Because he
how
had
we
the plan,
determine what
yeah.
will have to be
Right,
blasted.
how much, what the quantities, that sort of thing.
Right.
So he knew where the road was going, so it
That's
should
right.
show up on that plan.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
and I'll take a look too, and I'll get back to you on
Yeah.
that, but
Yeah.
yes, I did talk to Brian, and then Kevin and his folks were up there, and it's like, let's get contact and get this easement going, so we can get the contract out to do the blasting part of it.
Yeah, because it should go very, very quick if they're agreeable to it, you know, they take a look at where it is, and it's the same thing that Kevin had talked to him about. Then they should sign off on, all we gotta do is get the easement to them.
Correct,
You
and
know.
we actually have, the easement on Robin Hood for the electrical, for the LVRT, we just pulled out some samples of easements, and basically it's stuff we can type up and should not have to take a lot of
Yeah.
legal action or anything, so it'd be pretty straightforward. I think the one thing we gotta look at, an easement to do the work, but do we need to get a right of way? Permanent
A
right of way
permanent.
for that road.
I would think so, is that basically the road is gonna be moved.
Right, I
So,
think
yeah.
we're gonna want a permanent right of way.
Right.
Yeah, I thought the conversation was that we were gonna swap, and that's what they were agreeable to. Basically, you know,
Swap the land.
Yeah. Give up the old road to them.
Yeah. I will, have some better answers for you for the next meeting.
Did we, maybe this is at another thing I belong to, but are we gonna have some plowing responsibilities swapped with the town of Fairfield up there?
It might be possible
Okay.
once the road is fixed.
Right.
That's not guaranteed,
Oh, no,
but there is a possibility. I mean, right now, nobody wants to do that road.
Yeah,
sure.
You know, because they had St. Albans deal with St. Albans Town at one time, they had a deal with Fairfield too at one time, but, you know, they don't want it, okay? If we
Yeah.
fix it, you know, and there'll be some, if that happens, it's gonna save the town some money.
oh, absolutely, and that's
I mean,
that's a
that's a-
long distance to haul for
Yeah.
a very short mileage to plow, yeah.
You gotta leave Swanton to get there,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's, yeah, between the mileage and the time.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Can't get there from
You
here.
know, and you're looking at $4 fuel, maybe more, with everything that's going on, I mean, you're talking money.
Yeah.
There's a decent return on investment.
Years ago, you could get there,
Right.
right over the Swan Hill Road.
Right over the Swanton Hill Road.
Yep.
The other thing is, what about have we made any progress on that land that we have around the town? That land over there,
Oh, the,
yeah,
no. I've, attempted contact again, I left a message and, with the realtor who's,
have we have a map here of what we wanna do?
yes,
Yes.
And it's marked out,
yes,
everything's here?
yeah,
The surveyor provided, it's about 103 feet, I think. That encompasses everything we need. I showed it to Kevin today.
Yeah,
We got the aerial of it, I can show you on the phone here, but basically it doesn't extend the east and west sides at all, but it does extend it to the north, like 100+ feet. And that encompasses what we're using right now.
Are we talking about the property up here?
The snow barn, behind,
Yeah.
the salt shed, snow
Yeah.
barn
Yeah.
area.
Yeah.
Down
so the land that we are using now that's shown.
If we were to get
Okay.
that piece in exchange for the other, that would take care of it.
Are the acreages calculated?
he's
It's
gave an estimate of the acreage.
Okay, so what's the net gain for, the adjoining property owner?
Significant. How many acres is that lot that you guys got a couple years ago?
You're talking about
It's
the
5
150 feet that
acres.
go all around the building?
I don't think it's 150 feet, they got it down to 103 now. That's what,
I'll get you, just give me 1 second, I'll bring that up, that way we're talking, so you know just what the number was, where was that? Hang on, so it's-
This was gonna be the apron that goes around the building.
yeah.
now you're saying just on the north side, not much on the west side.
No, something tells me they
Because
probably wanted to keep road frontage.
Access, the frontage, it would affect the frontage on First Street.
Okay,
Yeah,
There's a for sale sign up there, I
Yeah.
noticed.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what we talked about last time, yeah.
yeah, just a second. It wasn't, it was only like a quarter acre, so it wasn't a huge amount of acreage. Yeah, this,
And he's already backed out what is marked for the school.
I haven't seen his map on that, but he was given the information to do that too, so, but he has not heard anything from the school. 'Cause they're
Well,
trying to-
but he did get that map, that rough,
Yeah, he did, yeah,
so he can do it.
yes, yeah.
yeah, now you know I couldn't find it.
I mean, I can go get it, I think,
Cause I think this would be attractive, an attractive deal for the adjoining property owner.
I think so, and that's why,
So I think we need to just send them the stuff, right to the owner of the property. And let him take a look at it, then I think that might get things moving.
Give him a-
yeah, because it was after we had a conversation that the surveyor called and said, tell us what you're looking for, and then very quickly turned it around. And that's why I was assuming that they went back, and he said, I guess he couldn't get in touch with her, but that we were good with it, that would work.
Well, if they mailed it to him, he would see it.
Well, I'd like to see it hand delivered, you know, why not?
Well, I don't
Why
care,
not?
you know,
Cause the worst thing we talked about is if that thing goes
yeah,
out under our feet. Absolutely.
you know, we should do something with it to get it resolved, so it's not an issue. I mean, if he doesn't want it, then heck, we might as well give the rest of it to the school. I mean, what else you gonna do with it?
Yep.
Cause it's landlocked, there's only two people that have any benefit out of this, the adjoining property owner and the school.
Yep.
It's 3/4 of an acre.
3/4, yep. I just got it. here.
Okay.
Right there.
That's what would be, whoever ends up getting this would pick up 3/4 of an acre of land.
Hatched is the additional.
This is 3/4 of the acre.
Right.
Yeah, but, okay, this is what's left over,
To the red line.
No, this is what
This
we
is
would
our
add
house.
to the town garage.
Okay. including, you do have some on the west side.
This boundary doesn't change.
Nope.
And this boundary doesn't change.
Oh, that boundary's already there.
Right.
Yeah.
See the hatch?
So everything's right here, alright, that's what we're getting, but what's left over?
Well, that's their land.
That, well, I know, but how much do we have in that other one
I
left?
thought it was
Well,
it
it's 5 acres
Yeah,
to
it's 5
begin with,
acres.
so 3/4, but we don't, I don't have the calculation yet for what the school is gonna swap.
Well, we need to get that calculation if we're gonna get this information to the property owner.
I can get Mark to see, get on that, so.
Because that, then you go present this to him, and he's gonna have a reaction one way or the other.
Yeah, then you're gonna get a boundary line adjustment.
Yeah, yeah.
In order to do a,
Right, then,
land swap, so
go
it has to come
ahead.
to the development review board.
They have to contend on that parcel with the school going that road through their property.
Yes, that's a separate issue.
That is a separate issue, and I don't think it's gonna, we'll see what they.
Well, I mean, that's the other thing, do we wanna condition this to say that it has to be done? That part of that land that we're getting rid of, or is gonna be covering that issue for the school too? Because it's all the same taxpayers, when it gets all said and done.
I certainly think it should be. It should
Yeah.
all be part of the package to settle.
So that when we present it to the landowner, that, he understands that up front.
To me, the school needs another
Yeah.
exit from
Right.
a safety standpoint.
Right,
and
right.
Make it so that the land is all legit on who owns it and no one
But
can.
we're gonna, we're looking at a sizable acreage to add to his parcel.
You'll gain.
Yeah.
You'll gain a couple
He's gonna
acres.
gain a lot, so I mean, I can't believe he passed it up. If he sees it, when somebody's gonna
But
bring it.
we have to get something for it. I'm not willing just to roll over and say, here, I mean, we gotta get the land we're looking for, in other words. So there's gotta be some kind of compensation for this.
Yep. The hatched area is what would be added to the garage.
Yep.
And you can see the pile right now of material that we're using on that land as it exists.
Is there do we have some more room besides what we're using, or are we maxing it out?
On the, what I would call the east side of the pile, there's still some area in there if we needed some space. I think that is plenty for what we're gonna do
Well,
in future.
you know, I mean, it's time to do it is now.
Yep.
You know, and having more than what you think you're gonna need now, 10 years from now might not be the case.
When we
Yeah,
send,
but I
it-
mean, it's, over half of it, we're barely using it.
when we send this letter, can we put an expiration date on it? That we'd like to see some action by such and such, such and such a time. I don't want it to get forgotten
Right,
somewhere.
Yeah,
I guess one of my questions for the board is, who knows him the best to go approach him?
I know Brian, probably I could approach him. You know.
To me, I think it would be a fate, like you said. it should-
But I need the map, I need the numbers,
Yeah,
you know, there's no sense going there and wasting that guy's time. Here's what we got.
yeah. So what do you want for numbers? You
So
got
you
the
want
numbers of the
numbers
addition?
there and the numbers.
You gotta do the school, and I'd like to see it all on one piece of paper now,
Okay.
you know what I mean?
So do we, alright, so then do we set aside a little bit of money for the surveyor? Cause right now, if we wanna, you know.
Yeah, but he should be able to do all that in-house, he doesn't have to go out in the field.
No, you should have.
Right.
He
info.
did, you know.
Yeah.
this, but-
So, I
Well,
mean,
he has to go take, he did not, he qualified this, but he did not physically go take those measurements, so, but. he-
I know, but
Yeah.
for what we need right now,
Right.
that's good enough.
Yeah,
But, you know, all on one map. That can't be, it's gonna cost that much to do
No,
that.
No, I don't think so.
I wanna make sure
Right.
we're giving
Yeah.
Brian the tool he
Yeah.
needs. So that can be a face-to-face, to me, it should be a face-to-face and a commitment.
Yeah.
Because, again, the for sale
Yeah.
sign's there.
yeah,
And we ought to just bear in mind, if the property owner to the east ever decides to sell, we should be first in line. That's not a big parcel, but it gives us a little.
That home there, yeah.
That home
yeah,
there. Yeah, it's a nice home,
Yeah,
but,
yeah. And then I guess it's probably not gonna, we're not gonna get all this stuff probably about the time for our next meeting, and Steve brought up the point of compensation. And, you know, we ought to be prepared to have that discussion at our next meeting too, because if I'm gonna bring that stuff to him, I'm gonna have to bring that too.
well, maybe I should call it consideration rather than compensation, but
Okay,
consideration.
considerations, okay,
of us
alright, that's
getting this extra land, we're willing to do something,
alright.
you know.
Yeah, so everybody, you know, just bring your thoughts on it, and, you know, we'll get that, then I can bring the whole package to
And
them
we
all
have
at
to,
once.
we have to resolve among ourselves, are we willing to swap 5 acres for 3/4? Okay, and if we are okay with that, then that's a pretty easy decision, but that's what we're basically doing.
Yeah. That's why but we're also getting the land for the school at the same time, that's why that other road issue needs to be resolved.
Yep.
As part of this, like, he's gonna have to, you know, do that, he's gonna have to be willing to give up that portion of his land, you know. So that the school is all set forever, you know, have no issues in the future, whose right of way it is theirs, they own the land.
We have a map with that section of land, right, on it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, oh yeah,
we had
oh yeah.
the original,
Yeah.
the survey that was done.
Does the survey show our town garage property as well?
No, it just
No,
shows the
no,
boundary.
because it's on the other side.
Well, but does it show the actual boundary up to our garage?
No.
No,
No, okay,
No,
alright, cause I was gonna say, maybe we could just sketch that out
no.
on that and.
no, so you're gonna need some combination of this, but I think he's pretty well aware of it anyways. But the school thing has gotta get in there, that would be on that other
Yeah.
map, no problem.
Right.
Okay, if Brian can pull that together before the next meeting.
Yeah.
Do we want to talk about it tonight in executive session real quick and come up with what we think is a reasonable position for you to carry forward? Instead of waiting 2 weeks? If we have-
Whatever you know, tonight, or, you know, we can think about it, doesn't make any difference. I'll know what I gotta tell them when I get there. You know, whether we do it tonight or the next meeting, I just thought I'd give everybody a chance to think about, you know, what might
I mean, it's
be.
a pretty simple transaction when you think about it, excuse me, Cody. That's a pretty simple transaction, we'll give you this in consideration of you doing this.
Yeah,
But it has to be all the complete package.
yes,
It's gotta include the school situation too.
yes,
And we gotta get them to move a little bit
Yeah.
on this.
yeah.
We should almost have an agreement
Yeah,
between everybody
Yeah,
that this is
yeah.
what we plan to do and.
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah. And,
even
you
if
know,
it's a letter of intent, at least it gives us something to move forward with.
Yeah,
alright,
alright,
so do
Thank
we
you.
wanna wait then, or we make a decision on what we think is compensation tonight? And I'm just asking folks, which you'd prefer to do, do you wanna wait till next meeting, or do you wanna just tonight say,
Do you have any more research to do, Brian, on this before we make a decision?
Well, all I gotta do is get hold of Mark, and have him do the work on the map, so we know exactly what we're talking. I think I got most of the information we need here. So yeah, it's just, getting that information from him, so we know just exactly what acreage, how much.
There's no contamination up there, is there?
I wouldn't think
I
so.
wouldn't think so.
Sorry. but-
I would say if anything, it's, that you're talking the piece we're taking over, I would say we own it anyway.
Yeah.
If push came to shove, I'm not aware of anything, that was a state garage before we got that land, before we built the building, you know, after we built the building, 2013, 2014 timeframe, you know, I don't think we've had any spill of materials outside or anything, but I can't speak for the period prior to that. But that area where we've been using the piles and everything else out there, that's, I mean, in some ways, we kinda own that now, I think, based on our usage
State
of
didn't
pushing.
use it for anything when they were up there?
No,
They didn't, okay.
no, it was, but if it's something that happened when the state was there, they would be liable for it.
Right.
Even though we own the property.
Right, if you can pin it back
Yeah,
to something,
Yes, so, you know, I don't.
Well, it
think it's-
depends how we took it over though.
correct.
It depends how we took title to it. Hate to throw a monkey wrench in this
You
thing.
don't think the state would do that to a town?
You sure, yeah, you wanna buy a bridge?
Yeah, there's one cheap in, around Baltimore, I heard.
I don't know about cheap. Alright,
Gotta put it back together.
so,
Some pieces.
alright, we'll see if we end up in executive session, if we can get some of that out. Alright, Old Town Business, letter to Vermont AOT regarding Highgate Road and Woods Hill Road intersection. Ryan put together the letter, and you can speak to it if you'd like, pretty straightforward.
Yep, good job, Ryan.
Yep.
Certainly, to me, indicates there's some issues out there.
Yeah, I would move that we send, have Joel sign the letter and send it, as written.
Earl's made the motion, Cody second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved.
One thing I'd like to bring up, as long as we're on that area, has there been any response to, the letter that we sent the, highway department about our concerns of what we want, how we want to, address the new road, the new Showham Road for their garage?
Yes, they, did respond back to that letter and said that they were agreeable to all of it.
All of it.
They understand, yeah. So, they sort of apologized, it was in the form of an email, they sort of, said that they were busy trying to get things going and they knew they had to do, you know, the stuff that we put out, so.
So are they gonna draw up a legal agreement for us to look
They
at?
will be, yes.
So we don't have to get our attorney involved at this point in time?
At this point in time, I would say
Okay.
not.
Alright.
I'll remind them.
Yeah.
that they-
Yes,
Yeah, can you send us that?
Yeah.
That email?
yeah.
Yeah, we definitely want to take a look at that. Alright, I think Brian's gonna talk about the Great Eclipse Summit.
Well, I thought we were gonna have our hot wash session, before this meeting, but actually that's tomorrow morning at at 8 o'clock. So anyways, the eclipse happened, as we know. There was a lot of people in town. But things went very well. There was a good crowd in that there was a lot of people down here in the park with cameras set up and whatnot, and yet when it was done, it looked like nobody was there. And that was kind of the feeling. And talking with Tim Smith, they thought the same thing in St. Albans too. People came, they saw, and they very orderly left, and
Same for the Village Beach.
yeah, it was everything picked up.
There wasn't enough room down there at the Village Beach to throw a cigarette butt. There was no room left, none. And they were just as quiet until it was over and everybody clapped.
Yeah.
And they were walking up and down the road. Every home or camp had somebody there. And no problems at all.
No, none.
Not a one.
The only problem that seemed to have occurred with traffic here in town, first of all, up the interstate, there was no problem. We had the drone from AOT up there, and everything was really
Good.
quite slow traffic.
Good.
The problem came in after the eclipse. Traffic from the St. Albans Bay area they just sent them down to go to took Macquam Shore Road. It all emptied out down here. And that really caused the bottleneck. So traffic backed up for probably about a half hour, 45 minutes, and then it did clear out.
We didn't see much traffic go by. It must have been car at a time.
Yeah.
It stopped up
But
here.
things got bottlenecked
Yeah,
down at the four-way stop down there. So anyways, Swanton P.E.G took care of that. They got things rolling through pretty well. And in the process of that, there was one medical emergency. An elderly gentleman from out of state had a medical issue in his car, so he was stopped in the middle of the road on Grand Avenue. So that created a little bit of, but he's okay. They got that taken care of. And during the course of the day, there were two reported accidents. One on Route 78 down across by the Tabor Road.
It was awful. I witnessed it.
You
I
did?
went right into a ditch.
Yeah, went right into a ditch. And then there was a report, dispatch had received a report from like one of the OnStar programs. A vehicle was involved in a collision on LaFar Street at First Street. Well, the drone was up and we're looking at that intersection and there was no collision there. So the fire department went all the way down for LaFar Street, went then on Monument Road to the LaFar Drive off Monument Road, which is actually, they checked there. There was no collisions. That was basically a false alarm. So that's about it. I think went pretty smooth. And Tim Smith thought maybe about 14 or 15,000 people in the town and city of St. Albans were out of towners, and I'd say maybe 7,000 here. I don't know. It was pretty crowded. So.
Well, everybody needs a congratulations because they all planned for a much larger crowd. And the result was no problem. So
as far as I know, they did something different tomorrow, but.
Yeah, it was great seeing, I went up to the fire station late morning just to see how things were going, and they had their families there and stuff, besides the ones they had pre-positioned, but they made it a good event as well as being prepared, in case something came up, and just the attitude is very positive up there.
Yeah, it was
Nice to
very
see.
well, yeah.
Okay, Newtown business, the renaming of Stanley Lane to Lydia's Ridge.
Okay, Mr. Richard Cummings has made this request in the development on Stanley Lane. Stanley Lane is presently, basically it's the driveway into the Church of the Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. That is going to be Stanley Lane when further development occurs there. That was his brother that named that, and now that he's taken over the development, he'd like to have that name changed to Lydia's Ridge. We have checked with the St. Albans post office because that would be a St. Albans mailing address. There is no conflicting name in St. Albans with that. There's no addresses yet on that, although, when it does change, when the homes are built, the church will have to change their address, but we'll notify them. So that's what the request is.
Any reason we shouldn't approve this? I mean, it just,
I don't know of any, no.
I'd make a motion that we approve it.
I'll second.
Motion's been made and seconded to rename Stanley Lane to Lydia's Ridge. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Alright, you guys, this will be the last time I bring it up if we decide not to do anything or what, but I got another quote sent to me, so I wanted to share it. The top one is the new quote, and the bottom one is the one that I shared at a previous meeting. We don't have a colored copier here, so I do have what was printed out at my house if you wanna see it with a little bit of color.
50 more.
Alright, I got that one, yep. And one of them is from a sign company in Enosburg. That, the one that's on top, that's the newer quote. The posts on that one are 4x4 pressure treated with a vinyl cover over them. So they are quite durable and a cap on them. What it doesn't show is whatever we would wanna put in there for a possible picture or something, Swanton welcomes you, we can change the verbiage, obviously trying to keep it from, or just generic Swanton on that part. Down at the bottom, I just threw 4 logos together, as possibilities, Town of Swanton, MBU, the Abenaki, and the Village of Swanton, and then on the backside, thanks for visiting.
Can we say thanks for visiting
The
Swanton?
other one out.
Oh yeah, we can alter any of this
Yeah,
verbiage we
yeah.
want, this is just to get
Oh, okay.
some type of quote out, yeah, oh yeah, we can add a lot more printing to it if we want, and this was just to get an idea of something,
And I know you've put these in here just for discussion, but
yes.
that's where I was thinking we might wanna see if we can raise some money by letting some of the businesses put their name on it as a sponsored by whatever.
Yeah, and, you know, that's something I wanna talk about tonight too, that, to me, that has us kinda creating a little bit of a program, you know, you sponsor it for 1 year, 2 year, 5 years, how much?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be straight up, I'm not a big fan of that.
Okay, I'm just looking for
Maybe,
money.
But no, it's a, you
Yeah.
know, it's a suggestion, that's what was done before, I don't,
Yeah.
Well, just a thought came into my head, I mean, this, maybe you know, we could probably find a way of coming up with the money, but let the Chamber of Commerce be responsible for it. You know, running this and maintaining it. You know, instead of it being just the town.
if,
They could
if
run-
they're up to it, I mean.
Yeah, that's if they're up to it, that's right.
There's signs now, you know?
Yeah, I know.
Who mows around the signs now?
I think it depends which property it's at, like one's near the school, one's up by the mobile station,
The one up on top of Spring Street
yeah,
is in dire need of attention.
oh yeah.
I didn't know if there was an organization that was gonna do the mowing and plant a flower there or something.
Usually they-
Are you gonna put these signs in the same place?
My recommendation would be the one from Alberg is to get it closer to the
Bridge.
village limits, closer to the bridge, cause to me, you're driving by there, I mean, that's the condition, we can pass that around, the one at the elementary school. And I brought this up over a year ago now, just about a year ago, and we haven't got very far.
Of course, the trouble is when you cross the Missisquoi Bay Bridge, there ain't very many good places to put a sign.
Yeah, I'm wondering, you know, somewhere near the Maple Place, you know, where they sell the creamies and stuff.
In front of Devon's.
Yeah, no,
No, but there's no room there either.
no, right,
Oh, by Brooklyn Street.
yeah,
Oh.
somewhere here.
yeah.
Cause it's kinda open in a couple spots right there, if you put a sign, they would stick out.
That corner lot on Church Road, of course, you know, it's conflict of interest for me, cause my brother owns it. Might not be a bad spot for one.
That's a long ways out though, don't you think, Earl?
Well,
Do we want something closer to the village or?
But that is Swanton
It
too,
is
though.
Swanton.
That West
Yeah.
Swanton is
I'm aware of
Swanton.
you know,
yeah.
generally when you go into town, you'll see the town sign, and then if there's a village or something,
Yeah.
you'll see the village sign.
Good point.
Yeah, I have seen one or two places that have both, I tried to just keep it simpler.
Yeah.
One welcome to Swanton,
But if, otherwise, if that's the plan, then move it closer to Swan, to the village.
and that's why down at the bottom, maybe put in the town, the village, so it does recognize that there's the two, but it's just one sign instead of, the village maintaining one and the town maintaining one. The town maintain it out of the general budget, and it's everybody paying for it under taxes, I don't know,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
something like welcome to the town and village, Swanton or something like that?
well, that's why I kinda like this one, I just said, welcome,
To
Swanton welcomes you,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's,
yeah.
that's not one or the other, down at the bottom is the logo of each, so. It's.
Yep.
I mean, I hope most people, when they think of Swanton, it's just
Swan.
a location in Vermont of Swanton, not, hey, I'm just going to the village, or I'm just going to the town.
Well, I'm
So-
just thinking, for someone who's traveling,
Right,
not familiar with the area, I mean, yes, we have the village, but we also have Swan, the countryside.
oh yeah,
But their first, indication that they're in Swanton is gonna be close to the village. So, you leave that part of Swanton out, even though they drove through it, they're probably not gonna really look at it as being Swanton, they might think, what was the last town I was in, Albert, so,
Yeah.
I'm just saying from
Yeah.
somebody that's traveling
But
standpoint.
well, one of the good points that you raised though about that little property on the corner of Church and 78, that's the first time, that's, of all that property leading to it, none of it's privately owned, it's all state.
Yeah,
And then from Charcoal Creek down, it's privately owned,
Yeah.
the rest of it all the way to the village,
yeah,
until you get to those houses, it's all state owned, so, or federal, I mean, you're
Federal
never
owned.
gonna get anything out of them.
right,
So maybe where Paul's property is, might be a good spot. It's the first privately owned piece of property coming off the
yes,
bridge.
it is.
Yeah.
And it's visible from
Yeah,
the highway.
Yeah, got a good shot there.
you want it on the left side though, as you're coming, I think you'd want it on the right if you can do it.
Usually it's on the right, so.
Right.
You ain't gonna do it on the right,
No,
there's
there's
no
not
room
enough room.
there.
No, only if you get closer, that's the
Yeah.
only way you're gonna do it on the right.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's railroad
and then you're
property.
not gonna do anything about that until probably at least you get back into, on the other side of the refuge. But I don't know.
Well, that's where it is now, is near the old refuge building. That's where the Welcome to Swan sign is.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't mean to make it complicated or something, but I don't know, I personally feel we should do something, but if the board, if we don't want to, then that's
I
fine.
think we
won't.
should do something.
Yeah, I like the
I-
idea. I think I'd like to incorporate some things, so I could email you some suggestions.
Yeah, all I'm trying to figure out is if the board wants to do something, and as far as the actual makeup of the sign, we can go back, I mean, that's all graphics now, they can sit
I think
there
it's
and
a
put
great
words
idea.
in and
Yeah.
Yeah,
change that until we're happy, I mean, within reason,
right.
you know?
I think
They
it's a
just,
good idea.
in order to get a bid, I sent them some basic guidelines of what to do. The second sheet of paper was the one I showed you before. Quite frankly, that sign company, in another month may not be around, so they're moving on to something else. At the time I brought this up before, they said they could still get it in, but, that window of opportunity is starting to fade. They're a little more money. The nice thing is those posts there are aluminum posts, but I think even the 4x4 with a vinyl cap on it would still look
Yep,
quite fine.
be around.
Pressure treated for
What's that?
relaxed.
Emblem.
That is the village.
Okay, alright,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, it on here with the black and white
Yeah,
there,
oh,
didn't show it, but, yeah, even that barely shows, but the swans there, Town of Swan,
Yeah.
MVU, the
Yeah.
Abnaki, and again, they're,
So-
Well, I definitely like this design better than the other one, and it's not just because of the money, I just like it better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we could do something different in the future with the post, but for now, vinyl's fine.
Yep.
Uh,
So you're looking for kind of an acknowledgement to move forward on this?
Well, I think so, you know, at some point, we gotta, if we're gonna commit to it, we gotta commit some funds, which I think this would be a possible ARPA fund, but, and then at some point, we gotta, you know, go get, if we're gonna do it, is work with them on what we actually wanna do for the sign, and then to complicate it more, I guess, is where we actually wanna put them.
Probably looking at around 7,500 when it gets all said and done.
Right, depending, you know,
Yeah.
things could change a little bit, but.
Yeah,
That's ballpark for 4. And you know, quite frankly, when I sit here thinking about it, Grand Avenue, it'd be nice to have one, but not too many people enter Swanton visiting
That's
on
right.
Grand Avenue, I don't think.
No, you're right.
no,
Really, by McDonald's, that coming that way on 78 and
Yep.
then out on 78.
Yep.
You know, one possibility is, do we get 2? Try it. If we like it, we can get 2 more, you know, or we can get 6, you know, whatever. But I mean,
or if you're gonna
when I really think of Grand Avenue, I'm,
put it on Route 7, close to the St. Albans town line. So people know they're in Swanton,
Yeah.
you know. when they're
People know when they're going to the country club that they're actually
Yeah.
in Swanton,
Yeah.
not in St.
Yeah.
Albans, or when they're in
And,
Hudak, that
same
they're
thing,
in
yeah.
Swanton, not in St.
Yeah.
Albans.
yeah, so I mean, that's a possibility. I
That
just,
would be a better use than over here, I think, on Grand Avenue.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They'd catch a lot more people's.
And people still call it the St. Albans Country Club.
Yeah.
do they?
Yeah. They don't realize it.
Yeah.
I
Well,
guess,
I would like to move forward.
We're taxing them, aren't we?
oh yeah, not enough, but,
Could also put one right out by Tractor Supply,
Right.
welcome to Swanton,
yeah.
right out in front.
Are you looking for a motion, Mr. Chair, to
Move
spend up to
forward.
$15,000 or?
I mean, yeah, we can do 4 signs for, you know, under 8 if that's the case. We just make that decision and then start really the discussion of location a little more, and then,
We can get 4 signs for 8,000?
this
They're 18.
first sheet I gave you are 1,800 a
Yeah,
kit. We gotta install them, but it's 1,800 a sign.
I would make a motion that we expend up to $10,000 to purchase 4 signs. To get this thing moving, and then we can decide where we're gonna go at a subsequent meeting, and everybody can have their input on this. Would that get us moving?
No, I think that would get us moving,
You want the
absolutely,
motion?
and then, I guess the only thing I'm gonna ask on that motion, would that come out of the ARPA fund?
That's what I
Yeah,
said.
Yeah.
that's what you're talking about, having
Yeah.
it come out of ARPA.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay,
That's what I was just
all
gonna.
right.
I'll second that.
Motion's been made and second to spend up to $10,000 for 4 signs. Source of funds would be ARPA. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor state aye.
Aye.
Opposed, so moved. Thank you, folks.
Yeah, thanks, Joel, that was a lot of work.
But I do think we should, bring this issue before the Chamber of Commerce.
We can have that, I'll be glad to
Yeah,
talk to them.
I think it's a good idea, that's all, because, you know, and maybe the businesses might have some input on this, and,
Yeah,
you know, because we do have some small businesses that seem to be doing fairly well. I mean, looks like cars around there most of the time, it's a little barren in the morning, but, you know, in the afternoon, it's usually a fair amount of,
You wanna stand out in front of Visions in the morning.
yeah.
There'll be 10 cars all morning long I get there about 7:20. And you wanna look out crossing the street, and boy, they're coming in there,
Yeah.
which is great to see that kind of activity. And sometimes I'll count 10 cars at 7:20 in the morning. It's a good sign.
but I'd like to.
And the other thing, I'll get you a second, is the beautification folks who do all the flowers on the bridge and the parks and everything. They're willing to do something around these signs.
Sure, great.
So they're just waiting to hear from us what our plan is and so on, but talking with them, they're gonna make it look a little nicer too, so. Alright, what are we gonna say?
Well, I'd like to have some input on it too.
Oh, yeah.
When we go
There's,
forward.
we're not going forward with anything off
Yeah.
a printer until everyone
Yeah.
on this board says we're good to go. Okay. Who's got the next one, a discussion of?
Steve.
Oh, yes, yep, coming on.
It's usually common that when we have an audit prepared, you meet with the outside auditor and go over the scope of the engagement. And then when the audit is completed, they bring it back in and present it to the governing body. I've only been on the board maybe through one audit period, but I don't recall that we had a meeting with the outside auditors and to go over the engagement letter, make sure we're happy with it, and then if there's anything else we wanted to add. So my recommendation would be that we contact P.E.G and ask them to send up whoever manages the audit to meet with the board, go over the engagement plans, and then I don't know what the protocol is. Do we sign off? Does the town clerk sign off? I don't know how that works.
I think the board signs off.
Okay,
but-
then even more reason that we should be involved in the initial discussion and advise them when it's completed, they make a presentation to us in public. In public.
The 22 audit is not yet finished, so we wanna know where that is.
Jesus,
This will be we're talking the 23 audit.
yeah,
not
Well,
the 22.
Even then, though, when they complete the 22 audit, they should
absolutely.
come and.
And I'd like to see the engagement letter for the 22 audit, to see what that looks like. And what did they, who signed off on that to launch them into the audit? And when we get this new accounting, the new Gatsby, whatever, I think us meeting with the auditors is gonna be a necessity anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so board members, there any further comment to what Steve is suggesting?
Sounds reasonable.
Yeah.
It makes good
Yep.
sense, so.
Sure.
Get that one, Brian?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Steve. Community and economic development.
I got something, but it probably should be executive session because it was, I did follow-up work on the last
Okay,
discussion I had in executive session, so.
okay. Rickard, anything else?
No, that would be that, and, that's all I had. I'll discuss that and let you know what it was in the executive session, and I had nothing else.
Okay, liquor control board?
Yeah.
Ooh, did I miss it? I didn't see anything in my,
Wait just a minute.
Go ahead.
Nope,
Before we
Oh,
move
it's
out of
right
here,
here.
first of all, member Steve, haven't met yet with, Mr. Beebe.
okay, well, that's fine.
Because sugar season, and I'm sure he's been busy and he's cleaning up now and all that stuff, so.
This is
But
just,
I will, yeah, I
just future
understand.
discussion,
but-
you know.
But it's
Yeah.
good to know, it's
Yeah.
good to know.
yeah,
The other thing is, there's a letter in here from, regional planning,
Oh, yes.
That'd be
Read.
correspondence.
that's under
That's
correspondence.
under
Yeah.
correspondence, yeah.
but it's really economic
Okay.
development.
It is,
I mean,
yeah.
less,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, yeah, well, we can talk about that, it's just, in their, I was contacted by regional planning a few days ago, by Greta. And they, the town of St. Albans had received a grant to, to assist them in the development of their growth centers, which of course their northern growth center is adjacent to our southern. And there's plenty of room, and the town of St. Albans and regional planning has invited the town of Swanton to join in with them. And primarily, and Greta regrets that she was not able to come this evening to talk more fully about it. But she put that in writing, and what she would like, she's offered, is that we could have her come up to a future meeting to discuss if the board is interested in pursuing or working with it. I certainly don't see a problem with it. It's to basically address the transit needs of the people, who would be a possibility of siding out in that area, as well as the other things that she's laid out in the letter. There is no local match to this.
Yeah, that's,
100% grant.
I read that part.
So, I think it's a win-win situation for us, and, but,
Yeah, definitely, I mean, this is what we're kind of been looking for, sort of.
yeah,
The only thing, I mean, water design for where water and sewer would come from would be helpful too, but I don't know if that's included in their scope of work. Maybe it could be though.
This sounds like it's a transportation study,
it's more
right?
transportation,
Right,
but,
which is important. I mean,
it is
we're gonna-
important.
Could it play into the microtransit study that you
Right.
shared with us a few months ago?
Right, it could very well play into that, and the, you know, the TOD master planning and municipal bylaw updates, you know, that could be, also in there, so it could be reach out, maybe not
Yeah,
fully, but
that's
reach out in some other
why
areas.
I'm sort of thinking we should have her at our next meeting
Okay.
and have this discussion.
Yeah, I can tell her that if, you know, ask her to come to the next meeting if she's available, that you're interested in certainly pursuing it, and, so, yeah, I can certainly do that.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense to be included in the whole
Yep.
transit study up in that area.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, it ain't cost us that.
Nope.
I like the price. Well, we don't know yet, Earl.
We don't know yet, that's right.
It's in the last sentence, or next to the last sentence, in the second paragraph, it said this will allow the opportunity to use the funding to complete a coordinated master planning for the entire regional master plan.
Yeah,
Regional Growth Center, nice name right
Yes.
there, I like that
Yes.
term.
Yeah, so that could involve
Yeah.
a few things.
yeah, because when they did the regional plan, you know, at that point in time, we were doing a town plan, and it was, you know, advocated to them that this is what we're doing, you know, we wanna work with you, because
Yeah.
we want this included in the regional plan. Of course, it made so much sense, so I mean, nobody argued with it, you know,
Nope, makes a lot of sense.
but it got included, so it's there,
Yeah,
you know,
I'm glad that regional planning is,
you know.
asking us to
Absolutely.
participate.
Absolutely.
If there was ever to be any significant development there that would, you know, be beneficial to our grand list, when it comes to Act 250, that's gonna be a big thing,
Yep.
big thing.
I will send Greta an email tomorrow and tell her that we'd like to have her come to our next meeting.
All right, so anything else on community and economic development? And this takes care of 9 correspondence, so we can go.
We can do the, she just handed us the.
Yes, I was gonna say, we'll go to the back to the liquor control board number 8.
Okay, so I'll move that we enter into the liquor control board.
One second.
Motion been made in second to go into liquor control board, any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. And it looks like, are you,
She has 2
Yeah.
Mama Bears, the House of Pizza for first class, and Dollar General for second class.
looks
And
like,
a
all
tobacco license.
right, we have a motion to approve these.
I'll make a motion to approve both.
I'll second.
Motion been made and seconded to approve the 2 liquor licenses before us tonight. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, so moved. Motion to come out of the liquor control board,
I'll move.
I'll second.
okay, get Earl and Nicole, motion been made and seconded, come out of liquor control board, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, so moved. Public comment, anybody have anything? I just wanna put a plug in, there's stuff that's starting to go around talking about Memorial Day. There'll be a parade starting at 2:00, on Monday. And, just for the public and so on, if anybody has something that they wanna put in, some type of float or something, keep in mind the theme of the day, but, the bigger we can make this parade, the better. Adam Paxman is one of the people you can notify if you got something you wanna add into the parade, but just wanna put a plug out for it, again, it's, starts at 2:00.
And also, Mr. Chair, the flags for the veterans will be placed in the park on Saturday, the 25th
Of April?
of May.
Oh, May, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Saturday, the 25th of May, with a rain date of the 26th. We hope it'll be a nice, long, sunny weekend, but so that's 9 a.m. Meet here at the town offices, and that's looking for a lot of volunteers.
I heard we're gonna have a lot, last night I met with Adam, and,
Good.
I think Bill has the girls softball team.
Okay.
So I
All right.
think we're gonna have,
Good.
I think it's gonna go up quick, we might go the night before to mark it out,
Well,
that would even be better.
Yeah.
So that's good, good stuff, I just wanted to get that out,
Good, good.
and hopefully, more people participate in the upcoming events. I'm not gonna touch that, I'm gonna pass that to Nicole.
Upcoming events, Wednesday, April 24th, 2024 is the Planning Commission at 6:30 PM here in the town offices. Thursday, April 25th, 2024, the DRB will meet at 6 PM here at the town offices. Very important, Tuesday, April 30th, 2024, MVSD budget revote. The polls will open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. at the Village Complex, 121st Street. In addition to that, they are having an informational meeting for anybody that wishes to attend Monday evening, April 29th, 2024, and I'm not sure on the time on that, but I can check that in a second.
I assume the location would be the MBU library.
I believe so. Let me just double check.
Yeah, it's an important one to get the info out. A lot of news lately on votes and revotes and.
Yep. I had a very elderly gentleman stop me the other day when I was out. He pulled up next to me and he was lamenting that, he said, my food budget just dropped. He said, I don't have enough money. That is sad.
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely.
Yep, very sad. And I think he'd probably be too proud to go to a food shop.
Informational meeting on it.
It's a dignity issue in there. Pulled it up, and he said, I don't know if you're the guy to talk to, but, so he went along, he's driving along with me, and I understand where he's coming from, quite
Yeah.
upset.
Yeah,
He said, I have no money left.
it's unsustainable, the
Mhm.
trajectory we're on.
Yep,
We're outpacing inflation big time.
yep, yep.
And while we're waiting for that info, I mean, one of the school districts, admitted that it was the COVID money. They built on the COVID money and everyone knew it was going away.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you build on one of
What
those
time, 7?
one-time deals and
You
it's,
can't do
and
that.
it's very painful to get
Oh,
off.
we're ready.
We're all set?
Yep, so they will host an informational meeting at the Missisquoi Valley Union High School Library. It will also be done via Zoom, April 29th, 2024 at 7 p.m.
Okay, thank you.
Monday, May 6th, 2024 will be a joint planning and DRB meeting, 6:30 p.m. here at the town office. And Tuesday, May 7th, 2024 will be a regular select board meeting, 6 p.m. here at the town office and by Zoom.
Also like to throw in that there'll be the powwow on Memorial Day weekend at the Swanton Rec,
Correct.
and that's all weekend long.
As well as a townwide community yard sale happening on Memorial Day weekend.
It'll be a very good weekend.
Very good.
That's why it's gonna be sunny all 3 days.
All right, executive session, for real estate, anything else for executive session?
No.
Okay, just you're gonna follow up with the info you had, right?
Right.
And I got just a quick update.
So I move that we find that we enter executive session for the select board to receive confidential real estate information for which the premature disclosure of it to the general public would clearly place the select board and others at a substantial disadvantage.
Okay, we're supposed to do a roll call according to this, so Steve? Cody?
Yes.
Joel, yes.
Yes.
Carl, yes.
Yes.
Nicole, yes. All right, you can make the next motion.
I move that based on our just made findings, the premature disclosure would place the select board and others at a substantial disadvantage. We now enter executive session.
All right, we're gonna try a roll call vote again. Steve? You good with that? Perfect.
I'm
Cody?
back.
Cody, you good?
Not
Yes.
sure.
Yes for me.
Yes.
Yes.
Does somebody need to second that?
I did the first one.
Oh, I didn't hear you, I'm sorry.
All right. You gonna second the second one too?
I will.
All right, Cody seconded them both. All right, we're now in executive session.